Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome to Planetbase, a game in which you go to a planet and establish a base. If that weren't obvious from the name, I guess. It's just about as simple as that. But this is a game I actually ran across watching Nagark's channel. Do check out his channel if you got a chance. He plays a number of interesting games over there, always putting out new stuff. I'll have a link down in the description for his channel. But like I said, he had this video going, playing this game, and I thought, what is this Planetbase? Let me check this out. I saw it, I was like, that looks cool. I totally want to play it. I sent a message out to MadrugaWorks, who made the game, and they sent me a copy immediately, which was awesome. They got right back to me. I was very excited. So I have played this a little bit. You'll see continue here. I can load a game. I would play it a little bit to get used to things, but let's go ahead and jump in here and start a new game. Okay, here we get to the planet selection. We can only choose the first one here until we make it through the various, I guess, achievements. I think they have a different term for these. But basically, you could see I got to survival and I got to self-sufficiency, but there's a number more things we can do. So let's go ahead and select the planet here. We can actually rotate this around, choose where we want to go. I don't know that there's really any difference right now. I tried, like, I started another game and tried to put myself kind of like in this white area to see if maybe the terrain changed, but I don't think it mattered. It may at some point, but we will call this Weem Station 7. Sure, that'll work, and yeah, that location's fine. Let's go ahead and continue on. Okay, here come our colonists. Now, one of the first things we have to do is get down the essential buildings. I think I'm going to be doing that pretty quickly because in the very first time I started this up, I kind of casually was placing things around, and that was problematic. I needed to get them oxygen and everything right away. So I am going to jump into it. May not explain everything immediately, at least in those first 5 or 6 buildings that I put down, but once I get that established, I can kind of jump into some more of the details. We have color coding, the different kinds of people here. We have workers and biologists and bots, and we are here to get this thing started. So one of the first things that we'll do is we're going to go into the buildings here, and we have exterior and interior. So let's get this going. We got to get some power set up, first of all. Now, one thing to note is I'm going to break apart this ship here, and it's going to be a bunch of materials that we need to bring in. So I don't want to have them running around too much. Let's take a peek around here. So let's see. Let's go ahead and put power maybe over here. Let's rotate this a bit. Something like this. We're going to line this up here. So that'll be the solar power. We do want to put wind turbines down, but we have to get that solar panel up first. Water's very important, as you would imagine. We definitely need water. So we'll get a water generator. Now, once you put these down, you can actually select one and then the next thing and then connect them. So that'll connect those guys into the network. Let's see. We then also need a power collector. Let's put this here. So we'll have the solar panel and we'll have wind turbines generating power, but we want the collector because it will store excess power, and we're going to need that. In certain situations, we won't be able to be kind of getting power. So let's see. We have the collector, we have the water and the solar panel, and now we can do a turbine. Very cool. Let's just stick this back here, connect it up. And that might be it for the external. So let's go to internal. We need an oxygen generator. Additionally, this ends up kind of being a hub. It can be. Actually, let me look at this again. Yeah, right. So some buildings that you can make are what are called dead end buildings. This is not one. They'll have a T icon in them. If I actually and we're not seeing details on these, so I can't really... Oh, there you go. The airlock, you can see it has a T. It can only really have one connection, so we have to kind of keep that in mind. I want the airlock kind of up front so they can be grabbing the materials of this and bringing them in for use. So I think what we'll do is we've got a ton of room this way. So let's put this here. This is what we'll do. We'll connect that network up, and then we'll get an airlock, and we'll do that guy here. Try to get that as close as we can there. And connect these up. There you go. So they'll be able to walk in through here and then come in to the oxygen generator, and then we can kind of branch out from there. I think that'll work pretty good. So let's look at those. We have a canteen for food. We have a dorm for where they can sleep. You can do specialized cabins for a single person. I have not made those before. Processing plant where we process the materials that we gather. A biodome. This is where we can actually make plants and food and stuff like that. We definitely want that. Factory to make materials. You can see we've got all kinds of buildings here that we're going to be going through once we get things up and established here. Let's see. I think I can just go ahead and recycle this right now. So there we go, we've got all our parts there. And I like this that they're actually physical parts. They're gonna walk over, grab these, move them in, and they're gonna place them where things are getting built. So that is super cool, I like that a lot. Okay, so this is coming along. We got oxygen filling in here, that's excellent. 22% is kind of the max for the rooms, that's where we need it. If I select this guy, you'll see that oxygen will start to fill in here. Once they make this hallway, this will start to fill up, and then they'll actually be able to walk inside here. So let's kind of move ahead a little bit and make them maybe the dorm. Again, this is you see the T icon in there, it is a dead-end building. So let's go ahead and stick this over here and connect those up. So there you go, they'll walk in here and then they can come down into here and sleep. Now I can actually hit tab and we can lower the essentially the walls and the domes around these things if we're close. If you back out far enough, you'll see they reappear, which I think is pretty cool. So I like to leave it like this. We can actually see what's going on in here. We can see the airlock has oxygen, as does the generator here. So we actually have this spot completed. Once we get the dorm up, we will be in pretty good shape. I'm going to actually select the arrow over here so I can see what our resources look like. That's cool. Very good. Okay, let's jump back out here and look. So we definitely want to get a canteen going. That would be great. And it is not a dead-end building. So let's see if we're going to expand maybe out this way, and we can come this way a little bit as well. Actually, pretty far. Let's go ahead and do this guy maybe right here. That gives us the opportunity to spread out this way and this side pretty well. We get those connected up. Cool. We're getting this thing going. Now we do have names. These guys actually have names. I can select this guy, Frida. Who do we have here? Two Fridas? A Freda and a Frida. A Lila or a Leah. J.S. Griffin. Unfortunately, you can't name these people yourselves. I thought that would be really cool to kind of name them, give them specific names. Maybe some of your guys' names would be pretty fun, but that is not part of the game. At least it's not part of the game now. I think I'll ask and see if maybe that's something that could come in, because that would be pretty cool. I always like doing that kind of stuff. Okay, so you can see here that we have base management. This goes through a number of different options we can look at, and you can see it's F3, F4, so we can bring some of this stuff up with shortcuts. We can see that our power storage is great, it's filled. This actually indicates this light filling this cylinder out here goes down as this goes down, so you can actually get a visual indicator out there. So that's pretty cool. You can see that we're consuming 9 kilowatts and producing 10, so now we're actually producing less. So we are going to start bleeding out of here, but that's okay. We can throw out another power source. Right now that's happening because it's nighttime and the solar power is not helping us at all. But we can add more of that stuff. Let's see. We can also look at, we can look at charts here as we go. There's really not much to see right now. We can look at stats and see the different people that we have, the different jobs they're doing and everything, so that's kind of cool. Get all of that information up. Let's see, the canteen's coming along. So one of the things we can do as well, once we have these buildings in, we can actually select them, and then we've got a little edit icon here, and we can put things in them. And in this case, we could put a bunk, and you can see that it actually costs bioplastic, and we have 34, and we're spending about 4 right now. But let's go ahead and get a bunk in here, and as you can see, it kind of snaps to location. I just kind of spinning it around. Obviously we can't block the door, but we could put one right there. So now we'll get a bed made, and they can actually get some rest if need be. I definitely need that. I'm loving the reflection of the stars in the solar panel. That is so cool. It's very cool. Now you may have just heard a slight explosion in the background. We do have meteors falling around the planet here, and they actually can fall on your base here and destroy things. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. There we go, we got the canteen made, the hallway's coming up here. You can see the bot doing the finishing touches there. Okay, so let's jump into here. So here you can see our options. We have the meal maker. This is what we need to make meals from the food that we have. We have a small and large table, a drinking fountain, a video screen so they can watch some shows, and then a decorative plant. What we're going to do is throw a table down for now, and you can see it snaps to one of these 4 locations, so let's do that. You can see we have a water icon above people here. They're pretty thirsty, so I did set up a water fountain here as well. Get that going. And I think in some of the other buildings you can also place the water fountains. So we'll probably put a few of those around so that the workers can get to it pretty easily. Let's jump back into buildings though and see what's next on the agenda. We already have the dorm down and a bed. We've got the canteen and some water, so those are taken care of. The next thing we want to do, I believe, is we're kind of going through metal, and we need metal to make a lot of the structures that we have here. So I think what I want to do is set up a mine. So we're going to go to external here, and there's the mine. Now I think we actually have to have this close enough to something to connect it up. And it does have to be at the base of like a hill. But I think it kind of requires both. Not only at the base, but it has to have a pad nearby it. And I also want it near this entryway so that they can easily bring in the materials. So I'm kind of thinking this might be a good spot, but I can't just place it there right now. So let's go ahead and jump back here to exterior, and we go to a base pad and do something like this, I think. Let's do that. Connect that to here. Now this won't be a hallway, it will just be a path, but I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, that's what I had to do before. So let's get the mine. There we go. Very cool. So let's get this kind of as close as we can. Somewhere around here, maybe. Where'd you go? There you go. Cool, and then we'll connect those up. There you go. Now we'll start gathering the material to bring into here, and that's going to get us started, but we do need a factory in order to start making that stuff into metal. So that's going to be probably the next thing to get set up here. Let's see. Jump in here. We need the processing plant. That's what we need. Now, unfortunately, we can't ramp this off of the what is this called? The airlock. I gotta click it. I can't remember. Unfortunately, this being a dead end, essentially, we can't build anything off of that. So it is gonna have to be further in, but that's okay. We can do it off of center here, which I think might be good, because then they don't have to walk. They come in, but they just kind of turn this one corner. For example, I could put it back here, but you could see they have quite a long path from the mine all the way back to that. So I want to keep it, you know, up here as close as possible. This would be just as close as the other side, so this is something I could do as well. Additionally, we can build off of the canteen back there, so I think this is probably a decent spot to put this. Right there will work. So they'll come down there and then just kind of branch off and drop those materials, and then we'll be able to connect maybe the factory out to that so that it can so that we can make the materials, some other items out of that. I think that would be pretty good. So we had survival reached. That's cool. That's one of those achievements that we need. We need 10 of in order to get the next planet accessible, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm definitely want to check that out. I think this one's been fun. Again, I have played this a bit and it was on this planet, but I really like the idea of seeing what other challenges there might be on another planet. For example, here we have meteors falling. You can have solar flares and dust storms, but I don't know anything about the next planet at all. I don't know if it has different kinds of, you know, effects, whether there's snow or anything like that. So definitely looking forward to checking that out. I went ahead and added another wind turbine out here. It's going to be built here pretty soon. You can see the bots rolling out here, and this guy looks like he's a little tired, but that's okay. He'll get his work done. So we're going to get another turbine out here to make sure that we've got enough power going on. But one of the things I wanted to show you is that you can actually resize the elements you're putting out here, and there's a couple cool things that happen with that. So let me kind of rotate the camera around here a bit and jump in here to external and show you a solar panel. Now, I could put a solar panel down here that is the same size as the one that we currently have down. I'm gonna actually rotate this back so you can see the front of it. But I can actually scroll wheel this thing up and make it larger, and you'll see that the material cost changes as well. The cool thing though is that while it does cost more and it is bigger, it actually generates more power, for example. So that I really like that. I really like that mechanic, that it doesn't always have to be the same. 2 metal, I think I might throw this out here, and then we'd have 2 solar panels and 2 turbines. I think that'd be pretty good. Let's see. Let me actually, you know what? I just heard a meteor crash there. You can see the rocks falling around back there. But let's go ahead and bring this menu up here and see what we're looking at. So we're consuming 21, but we're producing 62. So maybe that's not a big deal. Let's see, we've got no water storage, that's fine, well, at least for now. We're consuming 1.25 and producing 5, so that's not bad. And the oxygen, you can see 7 of 20 means that we currently have 7 people in the base, but we're generating enough for about 20 people. So that's pretty good. We don't need an oxygen generator for a bit, but I do like the idea of having a water container. Let's see, that's an external building. What am I doing? Go back out here, we have the water storage, the water tank. There you go. It's only 1 to 2, and that's kind of an indicator between the sizes as well. There's kind of the 2 sizes. So let's see. I think we'll hold off on any of that extra stuff for now. Now, we do have a landing pad. That's another cool thing. With that, we can actually have colonist ships or trade ships come out here, so we can have new people join the colony. That's going to be something we want to do at some point. We can make a cool signpost. We can do a monolith. As you can see, really doesn't do anything other than show that we're awesome. And then there's some other things that we could make as well, like an anti-meteor laser that have other requirements, like the telescope, you know, or antenna, things like that. So plenty of stuff to make here. We will get to most of that. I do want to actually make everything so I can see it. I haven't made everything yet, so I definitely want to check that out. But one of the things that kind of concerns me is how quickly we go through metal. So I'm trying to be cautious about the buildings I'm making right now. In my first test game that I ran, I went through the metal really quick, and so I thought, you know what, I think next time I need to stop just throwing buildings around like they're candy and maybe pay a little bit more attention to what I'm doing. Make sure I'm not wasting all my resources. Well, I think we're going to leave it at that for this first episode here. I will do more of these, so you will see future episodes of this. I don't know how many. I think we're going to try to keep it somewhat brief, but this will be the first of at least a few. So we want to keep it short just to get you guys started, let you see what the game is all about. This game, by the way, comes out on October 16th, so we've still got some time before it's fully released. But again, you can kind of follow along with me here if you're interested in seeing more. I do want to thank you guys for watching. Please do leave a comment if you enjoyed it. Leave a like as well. I would definitely appreciate that if you guys are digging this, especially if you want to see more. It's a good indicator to me that you guys are interested in seeing more. The game is updating pretty regularly, so I think we're going to see some really cool new stuff come, and I'm definitely excited to show that stuff off as it is available. So yeah, like I said, we're going to leave it at that. I hope you guys come back next time. I will see you then.